It may sound obvious, but an e-bike is an electric mountain bike. Today we're discussing Class 1 e-bikes, which do not have a throttle and are all pedal assist. The bikes won't move unless you're turning the cranks. Although you can go a lot faster, the assistance tops out at 20 miles an hour. This is a required standard safety feature for all Class 1 e-bikes sold in the US.
E-bikes.
I like riding e-bikes because it helps me get out when I don't have much time, maybe when I'm tired and on recovery day, or when I really want to get deep in the backcountry and explore new zones.
Yeah.
In short, e-bikes are motorized bikes that require pedaling to move. You can adjust the amount of assistance you get from just a little bit to a lot, depending on your preference. Dropping uphill. This is an e-bike battery, and they're measured in watt hours. The battery capacity varies depending on the model, starting out from around 320 up to 1,000 on some models.
Now pose with the battery.
Is this like Price is Right? Like,
Yeah.
How much does this battery cost? And the greater the capacity, the longer the range. But also the bigger the battery, the heavier the bike. So it's important to look at how much capacity you'll really need. And bigger isn't always better.
How much does that weigh?
This is probably like 52 pounds. But this has a 720 battery.
It's a big battery.
That's the big battery. Yeah, I think we should just dive right into torque. Important part, it sounds like. We have a little torque talk.
Torque talk. Torque talk.
We can dive into torque talk. All right, now it's time for some torque talk. Torque refers to how much assistance the bike can give. Torque is like, what is the actual definition? It's like the lever arm times like the weight.
Nobody cares about the science.
No, I know.
How does
That's
this feel when you're riding?
More torque will get you up the hill faster and with less effort. Less torque means you'll have to put more effort into the bike. Lighter power e-bikes like this Relay usually have between 35 and 60 Newton meters of torque. Full power e-bikes like this Repeater tend to have between 85 and 100 Newton meters of torque. E-bike battery range is extremely subjective, depending on what your riding conditions are like, if you're going up steep hills, if you're using the highest power modes, the lowest power modes, these things can change the range drastically. You can expect up to a few hours of riding on a smaller capacity battery, all the way up to a full day on a larger capacity battery. There he is. I don't like mayo, so you have to go back. Full power e-bikes have larger batteries and more torque. They can provide more assistance over more miles. They are also heavier and can weigh up to and sometimes over 50 pounds. That weight does provide a lot of stability and traction when the going gets tough. Lighter weight e-bikes have less torque and are generally paired with lower capacity batteries. Because of that lighter weight, they ride much more like a non-electric bike, more natural, easier to maneuver, and more playful. You'll still feel the assistance on climbs, but it won't be as aggressive as a full power bike. Some bikes have a removable battery. This means more convenient charging options and the ability to hot swap batteries for more laps. Here are a few important things to consider when buying an e-bike. Do your friends have e-bikes? And if so, what kind? If they're all cruising around on full power e-bikes, you may want to consider one of those so you can keep up. The main deterrent to the full power bikes is they are just heavier and a little bit harder to move around. Ultimately, it really comes down to your group and what you plan to ride for the day. Don't let what your friends are riding be the defining factor, but it is worth considering. Next, think about where you want to ride the bike. If you're looking to do laps all day, the higher power e-bike is really your go-to. If you're looking for something more natural and playful, I would go with a lighter power bike. Terrain matters. On a lightweight e-bike in very steep terrain, you'll likely be riding in the highest power setting, draining the battery very quickly. On a full power e-bike, riding in steep terrain, you can still leave the motor in the mid power setting, giving you more range and allowing you to do more laps. You've got a lot to think about when choosing your next e-bike. Be sure to check out the rest of Evo's guides to help choose the right bike for you.